very nice introduction. Uh, Chairman of the session, Dr. Unikrishnan ji, co-chair, Dr. Mehrotra ji, all the distinguished speakers of the session, and all the participants today who has joined with us. Very good evening to all of you. Today's topic, that is public health, very important, and I would like to congratulate the organizers for selecting this topic, because this is very uh, uh, it's a need of our to intervene Ayush system, particularly Ayurveda, in the public health. Already WHO definition has been told that the art and science of preventing disease, prolonging life, and promoting health through the organized effort of the society is defined as a public health. So today, I am going to, talk about what Ayurveda, particularly Panchakarma, can contribute in the public health. So holistic approach, which encompasses all elements required for healthy living, health promotion, specific protection by restoration and rehabilitation, disease surveillance, which informs about ongoing as well as emerging public health issues, and developing partnership formulations of regulations, laws, planning, policies, and human resources development. This comes under public health and health determinations. Now, since long after the independence, we are working on a lot of fronts in the particularly public health, and mainly dominating the modern system of the medicine. But till date, we have some issues related to public health, like unfinished agenda of communicable diseases emerging, like tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is a till date a problem. Highest number of TB cases in the world we have. Once upon a time, it was believed that it has been controlled well, but even today we are facing the resistant tuberculosis patients, and that is a biggest issue. Then emerging non-communicable diseases related to lifestyle, like diabetes mellitus, or cardiac disorders, and even the cerebrovascular diseases, and many others, hypertensions, even autoimmune diseases. We notice that they are going on and on despite of many efforts, and they are not coming under control. Then this emerging infectious disease, COVID-19. This COVID-19 has changed the total scenario of the healthcare sector. Till date, it was believed that we have almost conquered the infectious diseases, and now our society is going to become free. Almost we were confident. Only the antibiotic resistance was the issue. But this COVID-19 pandemic has opened the eye that it has created many questions, that where we are, and still we have not control over the diseases, and we are at the square one again as far as the infectious disease control is concerned. So this has forced the medical society, medical fraternity to rethink again that something we have to do. We have to rearrange that we can control this situation, and we can lead towards the healthy society. And that has this is the time where Ayurveda can contribute a lot, and it can come forward. It can show the society, to the globe, that where we can contribute. And actually the health system basic motto is not to cure the disease, but it should be to promote the health and to prevent the disease. And if we will go towards that, then only we can achieve all these goals. And Ayurveda, you know very well, is the best in this field, particularly promotion of health and prevention of health. So world is looking towards us, and it is a time to deliver for Ayurveda. We are very well aware that lifestyle diseases, particularly non-communicable diseases and lifestyle diseases, are very rampant, and today it's the biggest havoc for every country and biggest burden for every country's healthcare system. The less activity, high calorie food, lack of exercise, all this is very common because this 21st century, the only focus is economic, and rest of the things are immaterial, and everybody wants to earn more and more money and more position. That is the higher and higher position. That is the only target of everybody's life, and that has created this thing, that less activity, lack of exercise, lot of stress, and this causes kapha sanchaya, ras, mans, med dhatu, saithilya, and soto vaigunya. So these are the factors for the pathogenesis of non-communicable diseases. And then mostly the kapha chaya, kapha sanchaya, kapha upachaya symptoms we will notice, and due to that, the diabetes, high cholesterol, hypertension, cardiovascular diseases, depression, all these things, all these diseases come up, and society is facing with that, and everybody is looking for a one magic pill which can be given for this problem, and that will solve the problem. I think we all of us know that that's not going to happen, and even any of this condition, okay, you can control with the particular medicine, but if unless until you don't remove the etiological factors, nidan parivarjan, you are not going to get success. And here the role of shodhana comes in between. All this accumulation of dosha and accumulation of toxins becomes in the body, and if we go for a periodically shodhan of the system, then we may survive or we may save many of these diseases, and that's where panchkarma come in between. Actually, we need to change the psychology, the psyche of the society, even the medical fraternity and everywhere, that the medicine is a very, very small and meager part of the all health management, particularly, or even the treatment. All other aspects are very important. Even without giving any medicine, by controlling lifestyle, by doing shodhana, we can control a lot of things. And actually, panchkarma, is that thing that it's a unique thing in the world. No any system in the world having this kind of the treatment, which can purify each and every cell of your body, and put your body on the total different plane, making your body as new as means you have started a new chapter. So that capacity Panchkarma have particularly Vaman, Viraj, and Basti can do wonders to your body. And so it brings you to the homeostasis. Then if you follow the routine, Rutucharya, Dincharya and everything, then most of the time you won't get any diseases. So that practice we have to bring back. Actually, in Kerala, many of these practices are being followed. But then even the seasonal Panchkarma, still it have to make more popular, because with Panchkarma, everybody expects that only massage and Shirodhara. It's okay, that's fine. That has also a role to play. But seriously, the Pradhan Karma like Vaman and Viraj, and particularly in the season, like in Vasant and Sharad, if we do, we can reduce a lot of burden on the public health expenditure. So these are the Panchkarma. I won't go into detail. That Vaman is used to eliminate aggravated kapha, particularly in the spring season. Then the Virechan is a therapeutic purgation to eliminate Pitta, then Basti to eliminate Vata, and Nasya, that is for the disease of the part of the upper clavicle in the body, and the Rakta Mokshan. Some of the people do not consider Rakta Mokshan as a Panchakarma, but it is a academic debate. I won't go in detail. And then some few Panchakarma allied therapies are also very important, like massage. Abhyangam Macharet Nitram Sahajrasrama Vataha itself explains a lot. If somebody do massage every day, that can save him from a lot of diseases. So, and it was earlier a practice. We were putting all the practices, that putting oil in our ear, pratimarsnasya every day, then putting the massage on the scalp, and all these things was in practice. Nowadays, everybody is forgetting that, and that is creating a problem. Even the Gandu and Kaval was also practice. Udvartan is very important because, as I told earlier, that our lifestyle, our food is like that it increases kapha in the body, and so kapha and meda, and so Udvartan becomes very important nowadays. And Shirodhara, of course, has been a face of Ayurveda globally. And the Shirodhara is also important because the stress is a culprit of every second disease, particularly autoimmune diseases and endocrine diseases and all that things, lifestyle disorders. So if we, adapt the Panchakarma for the public health, it can, it is a really highly efficient in the solving the problem. You know very well, wherever the diseases cannot be controlled with the medicine and the Panchakarma is done properly, then most of the time you will get the result. So, it is a very important to make it popular. Then the paradigm shift of healthcare from curative to preventive therapies and promotive therapies. As I told, that we always focus on sword, we don't use the shield. Actually, if we focus on the preventive and promotive measure, most of the time we don't need a curative aspect. But we have to change the mindset of the society, which is looking for a single pill solution for every diseases. And it is a natural biocleansing process. It restores the homeostasis in the body, and things go in the natural way again, and you get another chance to reorganize the thing. Many researches are going on. What are the impacts of the Panchakarma on the body? At Jamnagar also we have done many things. We can make it a cost-effective management and considering the public health. There are many ways nowadays. Actually, Basti, Vaman, and Virechan, due to many reasons, sometimes it is looks costlier. But there can be solutions which are very less expensive, and that can be adapted by the society. So these are the benefits of the Shodhana. It increases metabolic fire, means metabolism. It increases. Then it increases, strength of the sense, means Indriya Samprasadana, Mana Indriya Samprasadana. This is unique characteristic of Panchakarma. You feel after Panchakarma, after particularly Shodhan, you feel that your all senses had been sharpened. You feel very light, and your appetite is very good. And usually I say that weight loss is in a bonus. That is an extra benefit. So you really feel light and energetic once you undergo the Panchakarma with the proper supervision. And it gives you a stability of the tissues. As I told, that it cleanses every cell, and so it gives the stability of the tissue. And of course, of all these things will happen to you, then obviously it will increase the your lifespan, that it increases longevity. So what is the role of Panchakarma? Main is preventive. If you do according to season, at least once in a year. Then the curative approach, particularly in the non-communicable diseases and communicable diseases, it will be best thing for everybody. And then restorative, particularly Rasayana, is given after Panchkarma, and Rasayan therapy, which is very renowned for immunomodulatory effect. In the COVID days, it has been become popular like anything, and it is also good for all the stress conditions and to increase the body strength, for longevity. Many purposes are there. All these purposes can be served by Rasayana after Panchkarma. That will be most effective. I will briefly go through all the karmas, not in the detail. Vasantik Vaman is done in the spring season, particularly in the March and April in India, and it is mainly for kapha and associated pitta disorders, diseasing originating or settled in the place of kapha, and then it is helpful mainly in the bronchial asthma, allergic bronchitis, rhinitis, sinusitis, migraine, hyperacidity, indigestion, anorexia, obesity. Long list is there, and all the skin disorders and all this condition can be controlled very well by woman, where even the medicine is not effective. And if you do Vamana and Virechana periodically, you can get miraculous results. And these are some studies I would like to share with you people, that this is the study by Nayak and Rao. They have report that it has decreased streptolysin, that is famously known as ASO or ASLO, and this actually shows about the autoimmune diseases. When there is autoimmune, this increases when ASO titer increases in your body, autoimmune changes comes in the body, inflammatory changes comes in the body, and then it increases the autoimmune disorder, particularly rheumatic arthritis and all these things. So woman, particularly when it is given, it reduces this ASLO drastically. You can say it was before treatment, it was 1.1385, means 1385, and then it reduces up to 213. So this is a great improvement. CRP, you can see that it was 69 and then it came down up to 10. So woman increases glucocorticoid, then increases catecholamine, increases ACTH, increases heart rate and vasodilatation, and prevention in autoimmune and anti-inflammatory conditions. One study we did at Jamnagar, and a very interesting result. It is a very simple study we did, that we look for the lipid peroxidation. It is a lipid peroxidation refers to oxidative degradation of lipids. It is process in which free radicals steal electrons from the lipids in cell membrane and resulting in the cell damage. So lipid peroxidation causes cell damage, and it is causative factor for the arteriosclerosis and aggravates the initial tissue injury. And catalase is a protective enzyme which counters this lipid peroxidation and grows in the presence of the oxygen. And the major function of the catalase within the cells is to prevent the accumulation of the toxic levels of the hydrogen peroxide formed by product of metabolic process. And after woman, we collected the vomitus, and then in the blood also we measure, and then this graph shows that catalyzed activity increase after first week, then second sample, then third sample, and fourth sample. So as the woman process was going on, the catalase activity was increasing. It shows, in the beginning it was up to at 36, and then at the end it was at the 50 level. And the lipid peroxidized reaction was decreasing gradually. From the 7.82, it came up to 2.25. So it shows that how it is effective. Simple studies also shows that how it is effective in the body, how it restores the homeostasis. There are many other studies, but we have constraint of the time. Then Virencha Karma also is mentioned for the Sharad Rutu. Virachan Karma is a very simple, and anybody can do it who has learned the Panch Karma, any physician who is well versed with the Panch Karma, and most easy to do. And at least all the healthy people should perform Virachan once in a year. That can save them from lot many issues. It lowers the hepatic glucose production and helps to prevent elevated blood sugar. This studies has been proven. Then the Basti is also very important. It has many combinations and permutations Basti offers you. And that's why it has been believed that it's a Sarvang Chikitsa, means in any disease condition, Basti can be effective due to this liberty of making many permutation and combinations in the Basti. Many studies are there which shows that how Basti is effective. Particularly, it has been proven truth that entering ENS is connected, means GIT has a enteric nervous system which is connected with the brain, and Basti have some effect on this ENS because it is given through NL route, and this whatever the drugs are given through the NL route have an impact on the ENS, and through that it is affecting to the brain, means and resulting in the respective diseases, particularly all the neurological conditions. It is very effective. So many studies are there, like Mustadiapan Basti has been seen that it reduced the tuberculosis specific IgG and IgGM in significant amount. And Sneh Basti influences the immune function of the body by production of T helper cell, leukocytes, cytokinase, and modulation lymphocyte. Pulak Kantikar and others have reported this. One interesting study conducted at Jamnagar I would like to quote here. It is in microalbuminuria, and it was conducted in the modern medical hospital, biggest hospital of this area, GG Hospital, across the road of our campus. And in the 100 patients, registered patient, of this microalbuminuria, in one group, the Gokshur Punarnava Basti was given, that and Gokshur Punarnava Astapan Basti 6 consecutive days, and Gokshur Punarnava Tail are noted. All the parameters, microalbuminuria was reduced by 61% in comparison to enalapril, which was 26%. Then creatinine was reduced significantly. Then the fasting blood sugar was controlled very well with this Basti. Then the postprandial blood sugar was controlled very well with this Basti in comparison to enalapril. So in comparison to enalapril, this Gokshur Punarnava Basti provided wonderful results, and in the moderate, it provided moderate improvement overall in the 40% patient and 38% mild improvement overall, where in enalapril group only mild improvement was provided in 31% patient, and 66% patient remained unchanged. So you can see the difference, how it is effective. Then one interesting genomic study we have conducted on the patient of the hemiplegia actually, but Basti and Virachan was given. It was conducted in the collaboration with IGIB and CSIR. I won't go in the detail, but I just quoting this study to show that even our Panch Karma has an impact up to the genetic level. On the genes also it have an impact. The serum and stool samples of 60 patients selected randomly for Basti and Virachan group, and 10 patients selected in each group for gene expression analysis, and collected sample were sent to Iogenomics lab, IGIB CSIR New Delhi, for analysis of gene expression. And this is how they done the genotypes. I won't go into detail. And you can see that this is known as a volcano plot of the differently expressed gene status in the Basti group. The red genes which are shown on the graph shows they have expressed differently after Basti. So this is enough evidence that Panchkarma has even impact up to the genetical level. This much genes were upregulated, and this red bar shows that that much genes were downregulated in the during the after the Basti therapy. So in the Virechan also, it shows that red spot shows that it has also impact on some genes which has been down regulated and upregulated. 15 genes related to molecular function and 11 genes related to biological process were down regulated, and 1 genes related molecular function and 58 genes related to biological process and 2 genes related to cellular component were upregulated by Virechan. So this is a very eye-opening clue, particularly Panchkarma having impact on our body. So these were the upregulated pathways which are responsible for reactive oxygen species and inflammation, prevention of headache infection, immune response, and neuroprotection related genes were upregulated by Virechan, and genes related to restoration of the calcium, reinstating the brain homeostasis, then the prevention of the further damage, integrity of blood-brain barrier, all these things were down-regulated by Virechan. Then this who are neuroprotection, anti-stress effect, upliftment of immune systems, all these genes, what boost to immune system, these genes were upregulated, and these are some genes which were down-regulated. So it is interesting that how
Sir, can you please conclude in 3 minutes?
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
So, likewise, Abhyang is having a lot of impact on the body. Then the Dincharya and Rutucharya, if we can advise to the patients, that can have a lot of impact. And simple Padabhyang have a lot of impact. Study shows that it is beneficial in the reducing eye strains, and many more, hemiplegia, many evidences are there. Even the mental health, we can do a lot with the Panchkarma. So lastly, I would like to conclude that is it important that only any system or something is important for public health, or it is important that how we can promote the health of the public, particularly healthy lifestyle and promoting healthy living style. So Panchkarma and Ayurveda can be a solution to the public health by advising these all things to the public, how to live the healthy lifestyle, how to perform the Panchkarma, and small things can be managed through the Panchkarma that can provide a very comprehensive solutions and means acceptable solutions in the health care. This I won't go into detail. So the way forward is a primordial primary prevention, curative and promotive aspects should be given emphasis through Panchkarma right from grassroots level care in public health. Should focus on the comprehensive and all-inclusive healthcare of community, and evidence-based approach in the Ayurveda through Panchkarma will lead to global revolution in public healthcare. PMO has our PM, Honorable PM, is taking very much interest, particularly in the promotion of Ayurveda, and he has said that on behalf of government, I assure full support to the world of Ayurveda. India has set up the National Ayush Mission. The National Ayush Mission has been started to promote Ayush medical system, cost-effective Ayush services. We can include Panchkarma in this and other Ayurveda system of medicine in that, and we can have a benefit, take the benefit of this National Ayush Mission to promote Ayurveda and to provide a best health, public health to the society through Ayurveda. And he has also said that there are many flavors of tourism today, but what India especially offers you is a wellness tourism. At the core of wellness tourism is the principle of treat illness, further wellness, and tourism. It is the strongest pillar, particularly Ayurveda. So we should take a benefit. This is a golden time for us. We should promote Panchakarma and all other Ayurvedic system for the public health, and we can, all of us, we know we have many things to offer. We should bring in the notice of the our Indian society. We should particularly develop a model in India about this. Then we can say, we can show to the globe that how public health can be maintained, can be prevented through Ayurveda effectively. So I am thankful to the organizers giving me this opportunity.